Well, hello, everybody. Wait, what are you doing over there? Who's been messing around in here? Add it to the list. Add it to the list. Hey, Purple Valkyrie, how are you doing today?
Hey, good to see you. Yeah, happy Saturday and hell to the chat.
Happy Friday or whatever this
Oh,
is. And
yeah, it's Friday.
I don't know.
Wow,
It's one of those
it's
days.
been a
Bring in the
week.
ch- bring in the chat in. I'm going to get to you guys real quick. Hello to Prophet of the Dragon, Steve. I dropped you a link. Daniel is here. Hail. We've got Asdaja. We've got Zax is in here. Pips. Magtech Mags and Silverlock. Awesome to see you guys here. We are not going to beat around the bush. We are going to drop some images. We're going to talk about what I just found, what I've been sharing out in my channel members section on Twitter, and we're not going to beat this horse to death. It's interesting the amount that we've gotten, and I'm going to reserve editorial comment on this because I'd really like people in the chat to tell us what you think about this. Are you ready for me to take that link that you have, Purple Valkyrie?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So I'll let you call this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we were trying to figure out when we were going to get the Hall H. So they were gearing up for this huge presentation with all of the cast, and basically it happened today. I thought maybe it was going to happen tomorrow, but it was today, and they've really given a lot away. I think it's fair to say.
A lot.
So that they have dropped a lot of new images, and most of these are promotional images that they've put up. So almost all of the cast have a image like this that they've done. So almost kind of like a poster image. A couple of these we've already seen, and a lot of these are the ones that they've used for the buildings as well, which we talked about in Salty's show, which I thought was interesting.
Why don't you pull up some of the, just go into them so we can go larger frame on them, just because.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, these are new ones that I didn't see. You know, some people may have seen these, but let's just cycle through them just a little bit.
Yeah, so it seems, like I said, all of the principal cast have one of these, and that's not the most flattering photo ever. That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Bless.
They're not doing themselves any favors. Yeah.
No, there's yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any of the stills that they dropped? Because there's a very familiar character. Oh, let's look at those. These are the ones that I haven't seen. Yeah, let's go up to Princess Diza. So I talked about this on Prophet of the Dragon show last night, and this is legitimately from, I believe it is from Empire Magazine. And what they have said, because of the response to everybody saying that Princess Diza wears her beard, the story they've crafted, and if we can go back to Princess Diza real quick, is that those long braids on the side of her head, it's not from the hair on her head. Those are her sideburns that she's allowed to grow like Princess Leia. You think I'm kidding? You guys think I'm kidding? This is in an article in Empire Magazine, and they said that's her sideburns, that she's just been twirling like Leia.
Yeah.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Yeah.
No, I don't. No, and they don't look like their sideburns. I mean, they if that's the case, how are they pinned up at the top of their head? It just looks like it's bangs. That's what that looks like. So obviously the rest of her hair is behind, and then you'd have two sections off at the front framing her face. No, I do not believe that those are sideburns.
So if we've got, I mean, let's see what else we've got. Do we have, okay, there's a familiar character, and what I have to be extraordinarily careful of is showing you another trailer, because I've got two strikes, and they don't seem in any hurry to get them off Salty's channel. I'm going to go ahead and Purple, do you have any of, okay, spoiler alert, apparently because the kids like the Balrog is back, and that's why it's on. Why? Who is that? That looks like that annoying girl from that horrible science fiction movie nobody watched.
Yes, I don't know who these two are. I mean, obviously they're part of the Numenorian family, but this particular picture I think is terrible. Whoever slapped these on, I'm hoping this isn't the finished article, because that kind of cuts his head off there. This turns into the cloth way too much. It doesn't stand out enough. They look rushed, to be honest. It's kind of weird.
It's true, and we can go back to that. I'm going to drop this out and get to this super chat from Daniel. What is going on with my restream today? It's acting really weird. Here we go from Daniel. Hail to you, Daniel. Great to see you for $5. Says, I have a Zax-like theory. Perhaps they felt outdone by Dungeons and Dragons profile slow-mo shots, so they are competing with their own character promo. If you guys haven't seen that, let me know in the chat, because I've got that role. Again, we talked about it, and thank you very much, Jenny. We talked about it last night on Prophet of the Dragons channel. I'm going to give you the good stuff because some of you may have seen this, and I am hopefully not doxing myself. Can you guys see the trailer on the screen?
Yes, we see it.
So we're going to look at some of these images. Look. There's a whole lot of elf helmets.
Do you think she built that entire thing? Because I don't know.
Gladriel's got nothing better to do other than go out and stack elf helmets.
They look like Ferrero Rochers.
Yeah, I bet you it's those stupid evil men who are the cause of everything wrong in the world. Oh, look, there it is, Amazon Prime. Look at that. There's a very self-satisfied man, or elf, even though he looks like a man. Very self-satisfied elf. Today, our days of peace begin. Look at that. We've seen a lot of these still images before, and yes, that is Gladriel. She is being crowned. I am not a Tolkien lore expert. I have never claimed to be. I have heard Alasia go off about that, the Thad that shouldn't be, European lore. I have heard countless people talk about why this is wrong. I'm not going to pretend to say otherwise. I've only read the Silmarillion once, and that was about 25 years ago. But there are some fascinating images in here. We thought our joys would be unending. I bet you it's climate change. I bet you it's climate change. And they need to eat bugs in Middle Earth. Let's be honest about it. And let's see what we've got here. Okay, there's sails. The skies are strange. You know what? This is so horrifying. I just want to listen to this one more time.
That accent, yeah.
Are strange. Yeah, we'll just do that once because it's so bad. Yeah. So we get a lot more of we get a lot more of the same footage, just a little bit longer that we got in the teaser. Now we've got this. Guess who this is? We have Gladriel, and I'm guessing this is the Queen of Numenor. And guess what is under? Guess what's under Memberberry Blanket? You ready for it? You ready for this? There it is.
There we go. And I don't think it's a spoiler to say there's a lot of memberberries in this trailer.
There are. This is like a gift shop on a trailer. That's all this is hey, you remember Peter Jackson and you remember all that stuff, and yeah, we don't have the rights to any of this, but boy, we're gonna have something that's 25% different. And yeah, look at that. We got to I can't even say what I want to say, but yeah, look at this. Does anybody remember some of the language, obviously from the book, but also the Peter Jackson movies, where they're capturing some of the dialogue that was present, like the moment we feared. And if I remember right, Gandalf was talking about we should be afraid to use them when he visits Saruman in the White Tower. But yes. Here we are. Look at this. Now this is fascinating. I'm going to risk this a little. No, I can't. Damn you, YouTube. So this is that big battle. Remember where you had that elf that looks like it was the elf man that was screaming like a little girl? This apparently is the battle, and I'm going to guess this is where Gladriel arrives too late because the stupid elves went into battle. That's my prediction for the story. This will be the chaos where essentially the elf army is annihilated, but I could
probably because they didn't listen to her. Yes, yeah.
Yep, and now we're back to blowing up Gladriel. This is that scene. We get more footage of this. Look, look what's going on here. So I'm guessing that's her brother. I could be wrong.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. She's in mourning.
Yeah. Yeah. Based upon the works of J.R.R. Tolkien.
There should be quotation marks around that.
Based upon the novel that Tolkien couldn't write. Here we are.
Yes, yes.
Evil does not sleep. I'm going to risk some of this. And there you go.
I hate this. I hate this so much.
I'm going to come back from walking this just because I have not seen what's going on in my chat in a while because I'm busy trying to run this thing. You guys are amazing. We have 28 people here and I couldn't see you because I have to be on another screen walking this stuff. So it's great to interact with you. I'm not ignoring you. I don't have his axe today. Purple is definitely filling in for us. Let me shout out some more people. Obviously, Pips, Rosie, Gamgee. Let me see here. Scroll. I need like music from when I'm scrolling to find names like do. We've got Dark Winter. Hail there. Magitech Mags, thank you for $5. Says all the shots look cheap, like generic sci-fi sequences. And then M Sauron appears.
Yes.
I have only one question for you, Purple Valkyrie. Is that the real Slim Shady? Is that the real Slim Shady?
Please stand up. Yes. I'm blown away.
I was on Twitter and somebody had a picture of Eminem next to this guy, and it was like Eminem was like the slightly less ugly, little brother. It's a true story. But thank you for that, Magitech Mags. Purple, give me your why do you hate this so much? Tell me what it is, the issue you have with this.
Watching the trailer, and I've watched it through probably half a dozen times now in preparation to do this. I think they've given too much away. I think they're overcompensating because there's been so much backlash, and rightly so.
Yeah.
But to give away the look of Sauron, there is another character that they've told us that's going to be in. We've actually got a poster of him. They've put it up on the wall. So we know he's now appearing. And as Saucy correctly said, we also have a Balrog as well.
Yeah.
So God knows what else that they're going to try and just cram into this.
The kids love the Balrogs. Magitech Mags for $5 says it's member dingleberries. LOL. I couldn't agree more. It really, it just seems like somebody wrote down a poster, post-it notes. Steve, Prophet of the Dragon, says, hey, there was a Balrog in it. Tolkien had a Balrog. The kids like Balrogs, right?
We like Balrogs, yeah.
What the hell is that thing? Well, it's the Rings of Power. That's what this is. $5 from Daniel. Hail to you, brother. Says, quote, based on the story of a guy who read Tolkien who told me in a bar once. That sounds about right. Purple Valkyrie is not engaging in hyperbole when she talks about how they seem to really have overcompensated for this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I really wouldn't have expected for them to essentially give us, I would say, essentially the whole story. What's fascinating about this is they seem to be going out of the way to shift our attention away from the 22, 24 made-up characters to those that one could consider to be strictly within Tolkien's canon. Now, is that an accident? Absolutely not. I think they're slow to respond to this, but I think they've heard and are very much aware of how nobody is buying this. Is the Second Age, Tolkien, Middle-earth.
And we've talked about this, and we were kind of throwing it back and forth over the past couple of weeks. How much are they going to push this for this Comic-Con? And they have pulled out all of the stops for this. We've talked about the buildings that they put on. We've got the badges. We've got the lanyards. They are throwing everything to get people's attention and eyes on this show now.
I'm going to drop you out for a second, chat, just to go full screen. So there it is. This is not a screen cap from the Fellowship of the Ring.
Nope.
Although if you compare the shots side by side, same perspective. must just be a coinky dink. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let me go back to the trailer real quick. Let's just look at some more of these images, just because, we're not going to flog this thing to death, but there's so much in this. This trailer is 3 minutes long.
That's a hell of a runtime, yeah. And I'm wondering, are we going to get another trailer before, or is this going to be it now?
So here we go. We've got some of this action. Now, this right here, for those of you who remember, I did a meme on Twitter about how Galadriel looked like an Oompa Loompa, you know, orange with the green hair from Willy Wonka. Here's more of it. What this is, I don't know. What this is, I don't know. But we get a hell of a lot of time with Theo, the made-up character.
Yes, and this is pretty much the first time we've actually seen Theo, other than some promotional shots, isn't it? If I remember correctly, this is the first trailer he's actually been in.
I'm going to risk this. I'm only going to do it once. And I'm going to make sure that we are not. I'm only going to do this once. You guys can find this, but this is, I don't know where they're going with this. And I need to, here we go. And there you go.
Yeah.
That's as much as I am going to risk with 2 strikes on my channel. What is this about? It appears that we were all correct. It is a Mordor blade. And I don't know what it is coming out of the floor. Then again, probably Payne and McKay don't either. I can guarantee you if we had a seance, and we were able to speak to the ghost, the beloved ghost of J.R.R. Tolkien, he sure wouldn't know what the hell it was either. Right? I mean, yeah. And I'm sorry, chat. I can't triple task, and I don't have a Zax right now, so I can't do everything. Hello to Ms. Martin Muses. If you have not started to watch the Fire of Fandom series, she is the premiere episode where we interview people within this fellowship and this expanded fellowship that some have channels, some have big channels, some have small channels, some have medium channels. Some people are in chats. The thing about it is I'm trying to make it a place where all of our voices are equal and all of us get to say what we think. It's a place very unlike what you're going to find on social media and the mainstream media as well. So check that out. It's out there on my channel. Let me see where we are right here. From Magitech Mags. So this is for $5. Says, quote, "You have been told lies about Middle Earth." That's dialogue in the trailer for the novel that Tolkien couldn't write. Now, what does that mean? Rewriting history. Where have we seen that one before? Is this a subtle jab, or is that just me? No, Magitech Mags, it's not just you. And it's not so subtle a jab. We're seeing them saying we need to deconstruct Middle Earth. Am I being unfair, Purple Valkyrie? And call me out if you think I am. Am I being sensational?
No, I don't think you are, and we've seen this multiple times in the run up to this being released. They are taking shot after shot at the fans because of the blowback that they've had, and I'm not entirely surprised that they've written a line like this into it, and not so subtly used it in the trailer as well. But what lies are they saying, like that only Tolkien can write Middle Earth? Because I don't think that's a lie.
So here's something coming out of the floor with Theo, the made-up character. So there's a made-up character in a made-up storyline with a made-up thing coming out of the floor. Why should we care? I don't know, you guys. One thing, I'm going to risk this. There's Theo. We all had this still shot. This was in social media. Watch this. And it is a Mordor blade like we thought. Or at least maybe it is something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not exactly, it wasn't exactly a stretch for that. We got a lot of this. You know.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot of jumping from scene to scene, and to be honest, the voiceover that we're getting and the lines don't really match up with what we're seeing on screen, which is a little bit odd.
That's why watching this is so hard. And we got this. They look like the battle droids from the prequels. I guess, if you want to call it that.
Guessing this is part of our orc army, but yes. That's a hell of a lot of candles he's got going on.
Warrior Gladriel, enlist now. Uncle Gladriel wants you to join the Middle Earth Army.
We need that Rosie the Riveter version of her, you know.
Oh, and there's a Rondir who apparently can defy physics. Just so we're clear. We got it. But the thing about a Rondir is they don't spend a lot of time focusing on him, which I thought was really strange.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of really dark shots. There we've got their Queen of Numenor. And again, they're really happy with the sequin fish scale like stuff. I pointed this out. I don't even remember what it was. I've been on so many live streams this week. But there's our costuming. I'm not a fan of this costuming. I'm not. It looks like she's got like gill netting on her sleeves in addition to sequins to make it look like scales from fish. It seems a little on the nose, but I don't know much about women's fashion. What about you, Purple Valkyrie? What's your take on this thing?
There's a lot going on with this, and we've looked at in detail at the costumers, and once you kind of get past the fancy kind of headdresses and the breastplates and the cloaks, and you look at the under armor and the under layers, you can see that they're cutting corners with them because she's clearly not wearing mail. It's just printed fabric.
No, it is. And you can see when they bend their arms like this, you can see the warping of the fabric, which obviously wouldn't happen if it was actually scale mail armor. Duh. Ms. Martin muses. She gives us a red rose. Well, Mrs. Martin muses. Thank you. And you honored me by being the first voice in the Fire of Fandom video that I put out there. I'm just going to make sure I'm going to try and catch up. You guys, I apologize for not being able to get to every comment. But there's still a lot of trailer left here. And again, Purple Valkyrie was not lying when she said they literally just dumped it. They just dumped. They're like, nobody's going to watch this. People are crapping all over it. Let's just give them everything, and maybe that'll do something. As opposed to, let's call them racist and isophobes and misogynists and not show them anything. So,
and there's a very curious reaction on Twitter. We were going through trying to see, gauge what people are saying about this trailer. And the only messages we're seeing are emotion based, though. It's like, oh my God, I'm crying, I'm shaking. It's these sort of messages, and it's almost it's bot messages that we're seeing. It's crazy.
Yeah, right before we went live, Purple was showing me some of those, and it basically sounds like 14-year-old, I don't know, I'm not a biologist, girls talking about, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing since I watched WandaVision, and before that it was the most amazing thing was like Loki, and before that was the most amazing thing. It's just like, it's the same bullshit. It's the same bullshit. It's just like, nobody believes this. Nobody believes this, but they're going to keep ramming it down our throats, and they're going to create the narrative, much like with Rose Tico, much like with all the other stuff about when do we get to hear that these actors and actresses have been bullied on social media due to racist trolls. Everybody set your stopwatch, because I'm guessing any second now. Any second.
Given the response that we had before, where they had pre-written articles to cut off the fans when any blowback came, I would say they're ready to go.
We'll see. I mean, you guys remember Vanity Fair article dropped on February 10th or 11th. Sure enough, on February 16th, it was an article that already was refuting every single thing that was out there. And oh my God, George just walked in.
Hey, George.
Hail to you, Amanda Manethrin. He says ratio on this right now is 12,000 up to 12.5 thousand down. If you don't think there is going to be a lot of battle over this trailer after the embarrassments that have occurred with the Super Bowl trailer and then the multiple teasers that we have, somebody needs to screenshot what's going on the official Amazon trailer for this about every 15 minutes, because I think we're going to see some shenanigans, in my opinion.
Agreed. Yes, absolutely.
George Molo, thank you. So $50, a $49.99 super chat. I am incredibly honored and grateful. Thank you, George. It says the butchering of Tolkien's Arda. 3 teasers and 1 trailer and no story. The Cheeto Queen, Gladriel, a Walmart greeter helmet stacker, and a DEI cast following quota policy. 2 Durans, oh my, a Balrog, it must be a Tolkien, and I can't read the rest. It's cut off, Purple Valkyrie. I'm sorry,
Just get
George.
that for you.
Yeah,
It says, so it must be Tolkien. All hail Salty and Panel. Well, hail to you too, George. Thank you. Thank you so much.
thank you, George. And I do look forward to us working together whenever it's convenient for you. No pressure, dude. And also, George, not to put you on the spot live, but I would love to get your interview for the Fire of Fandom. No pressure, no pressure. But here we go. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you what, I am kind of falling in line with this. Steve, we talked about it on Prophet of the Dragon show last night. The House of the Dragon is starting to look better than this. Which is it because I have my taste and my tolerance for this is just cratered? Or I don't know. Like I don't want to say I'm burned out on this and seeing these images, but I just it's almost like we're going through a divorce, and I know I have to be in contact with this, and until it's all done and said or whatever it is. But I don't hate this. I don't love this. I'm more annoyed by what they've done than any strong feelings anymore. I don't know, Purple, where are you at with this?
Honestly, I think they've dropped too much content too quickly. I think they really should have not dropped the previous trailer that we had on the 14th and just saved it all up and dropped this
Yeah,
trailer
yeah,
in conjunction with the Comic-Con. I think it would have had a much bigger reaction from people.
yeah.
I was watching some of the interviews that they did, and they had pretty much all of the principal cast, and obviously Payne and McKay were there. I do need to go back and see if I can find some more clips that people have posted, but
Mhm.
I would be curious to see what they actually say and what little snippets they've dropped.
Ooh, look at that. There's an explosion. Oh, look, there's Durin. I'm going to risk a couple seconds of this. There we go. He's doing the white power salute in Middle Earth. Look what we got here. There's so much to this. It's just so much, and it's everywhere. It's all over the place. It's just dump after dump after dump after dump after dump, and it's like it makes no sense. Hey, look, Warrior Gladriel. And there he is.
Yes, I do not like this what they've done with him. I've got to admit now. Maybe he is a terrifying character in the show. Who knows? But he does not work for me in this trailer.
You have been told many lies of Middle Earth. Well, it looks like we're going to be told another one on September 2nd, doesn't it? And there we go. Just some of this stuff. There's the Rings of Power. So there you go. Now, there is an interesting character in Purple. I don't mean to put you on the spot. I don't know if you have it. I will go into my own chats and get it. But about the Stranger. There's a character called the Stranger. And I think I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna put $20 on the table. And I'm going to say who I think the Stranger is. And I'd like you to tell me who you think the Stranger is too. How do you feel about that? Are you a gambling lady?
I like to have a little gamble
A little
now and again.
wager.
Would you
Friendly
like me to
little
pull the
wager.
image up?
Yes, please. Let's go ahead
Yes.
and do that. Lyle Hammock for $5 says, "Hail, my friends. I am on my way home from the trail." Hey, dude, Lyle. He's been on the Appalachian Trail for several weeks. It's great to
Cool.
see you. And he says, "And of course, you're brashing." I prefer objective commentary. Wow. Of the Rings of Power. I'm not surprised. Anyway, hail to both of you and the amazing chat. Well, hail to you, Lyle. It is great to see you. And again, I don't have a Zax. It's just Purple and I trying to wing this thing with about 15 minutes notice because I'm like, let's just do this. Let's talk about this and get it out there because I really wanted to get your responses in chat. And this is a late one, but this is still a good one from Daniel for $5. And this goes back to what you were talking about, Purple, with the alleged, what we perceive to be the sudden bandwagon emergence of tweens and teens who have no idea who the hell Gladriel is. Suddenly shaking and crying uncontrollably. Daniel for $5 says, "If you are crying and shaking after watching this, Please call the poison control center immediately. Your chicken salad was out of date. Is that what we should start calling the Rings of Power? Is bad chicken salad? Is that code for the novel Payne McKay
Fever
wrote?
dream. Yes.
Hail to you, Daniel. Yeah, do you have that? Oh, here we go.
I
Chat, I'm
do
gonna
indeed.
drop
Yep.
you out, chat, and then we'll bring you back. But I can only think this is it's not Jesus. Although I know that's where everybody went first, right? It's not Jesus, but
No. He is officially called the Stranger, I believe. That's what they've called him so far. But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be known by another name once we get to know
So
him.
let's say this. If you have your answer, we'll say it at the same time. We have not rehearsed
Mm-hmm.
this. I don't know what you're going to say. So on the count of three, we'll both say the name. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Gandalf.
Gandalf. Yeah. Yeah.
Lore experts. I'm not even a lore expert. I'm not. I'm just a dude who reads Tolkien books. That's it. And I love the Bakshi and the Rankin Bass, and I love the Peter Jackson. I love the BBC radio plays. I'm not going to get in debate with that crazy lady, in my opinion, from the University of Glasgow, but I'm pretty sure Gandalf doesn't belong here. I really am. We do have some other images, and I'm going to take them. I just want to make sure that I'm calling on people in the chat. I think we've got this. This is from Magitech Mags for $5. Says these costumes look like they came from Wish. Is that a UK thing? Because I'm just a Yank, and we don't have Wish.
I think Wish is from China, if I remember correctly. But
Oh,
it could have come from Amazon, I guess. You know,
yeah.
their Amazon warehouse.
So because we're live, Purple, I'm going to ask you to vamp for a couple seconds while I go back
Yeah,
into
of
the
course.
images that I've saved. So I will be off screen for a moment. So
Yeah, let me say hello to the chat. We've got some more people joined. We've got Floral, great to see you, Floral. Hardlight, hello. Latino Slant, hello, Paulie. Good afternoon, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're enjoying our little breakdown or the trailer, please hit that like. It really does help. Like I say, we really do love Lord of the Rings. It's something that we've always liked. And for me to see this trailer, I think it's just too much. This would have been fine had we not had the previous one and all the nonsense with it being released too early and then getting re-released. I think this would have been just fine, just to kind of get people's attention. And hello to Whitechapel, good to see you.
I'm getting there. My fingers can only move so fast. Restream is not as easy as it seems. So this, as they say, is the money shot. And I will bring you back in, chat. I swear to gosh. And yeah, I know how to YouTube. And we're going to go full screen on this. And
yeah, that looks pretty familiar.
must just be a
do
remarkable coincidence. You know, I mean, I don't know. But that's it. The kids love the Balrog. Well, here we are. You got the Balrog. And
Yes.
I mean,
did we need it? Probably not, but you're getting it anyway. And
yeah.
there is talk that there's going to be even more creatures added. People have talked about dragons being seen as well. Who knows? We'll see. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. And Latino Slant says he liked it a lot. C+. That's awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
I hope everybody loves it. I hope I love it. You know, I really do. The question is with this, and this is why I said I'm ambivalent with this, is that we have asked, where is Tolkien's world? Where are the things that those of us who've read the books or understand the basic lore from the Silmarillion, where's the images? Well, did we get those images in this trailer? And I'm trying to be horribly fair about this. Did we? I guess. And I would say yes. But like Purple Valkyrie has said, we have had 6 months of just kind of being kicked in the nuts every chance that they had if we asked them questions and we dared to question what they were doing. And it was just a certain point where, for me, it's like, I've been trying to have a forthright conversation about this, and to be called a racist and an ethnophobia, and now to have 2 strikes on my channel for watching a video that was publicly listed on YouTube from Amazon Brazil, I'm not feeling in a very charitable frame of mind. Now, is that a Corey problem? Probably, but at the same point, I don't think I'm alone in that. I mean, I would love if this was the best thing since sliced bread. I would love if this was, let me even put it like this, slightly less worse than the Hobbit movies.
Mm.
If this was slightly less worse than the Hobbit movies, or how about this, as bad as the Hobbit trilogy. If it was as bad as the Hobbit trilogy, it would be a stunning success to me. What do you think, Purple, about that?
I would agree with that because I do have a soft spot for the Hobbit trilogy, even though I don't think they were perfect and I don't think we needed 3 of them. Because the Hobbit as a book is so close to my heart, I was just very happy to see it on the big screen. But as you say, we've been asking for the characters, but are these characters that they've given us, do they actually fit within the timeline, or are they just putting them there because of familiarity for the fans?
Purple, I'm going to have you read that super chat while I go find some more things that I put out there, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So big thank you to Flora from Under a Rock. Great to see you. He says for $2 Canadian, if this wasn't labeled Lord of the Rings, I'd be excited. I think a lot of people feel that way. If this was just a fantasy series that they had come up with and they wanted to make something new and original and bring their own characters and tell their own stories, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I think it's fair to say, a lot of us will be a lot more lenient. We'd be a lot more curious to see what they can come up with. But because they have taken Tolkien's name and because they have used his legacy and his work, and not in a particularly nice way, said that, Tolkien did great, but here's what he should have done, or here's what we think should have been in Middle Earth. That is the issue that we have.
So these are images that are freely available on Twitter in case somebody thinks they want to destroy my channel. They're out there in the public domain, and these are from the San Diego Comic-Con. They ran this long, very large multi-screen presentation. We all know what they were doing. They wrapped entire buildings for blocks with the Rings of Power images and the characters. They also ran with this. As Purple mentioned, you couldn't swing a dead cat at the San Diego Comic-Con without hitting something that had Princess Diza and her rolled up sideburns like Princess Leia, allegedly. So we get a lot of images like this. Of course, there's Diza. We've got Durin. Let me rephrase that. We've got characters that are, some of them have the names from Tolkien's canon that they're representing on a screen. That's how I'm going to approach this, and I really do mean that. I'm going to take a couple more of these.
Not Elrond, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, it's they really did put a lot of money into this. Now we know where it went. It seems to be in the marketing, which to this point was in my opinion, the messaging was an absolutely catastrophic failure and alienated not just people who look like me. In a man, and yes, I'm no biologist, but I know what the hell a man is. That are Gen X. I think there's a lot of people around the globe from various walks of life, religions, faith, ethnicities, both male and female, that have been fans of this regardless of age with their messaging. Well, we got all of these lovely images as they try to tell us that this, again, they're going to be the ones to instill in us and burn into our collective consciousness what they and Payne and McKay want you to now consume to be Middle Earth. There's a lot of theories as to why that's happening. Purple, do you think that's unfair? But I really think they are doing their damnedest to take a Brillo pad to get us to forget what Peter Jackson did.
Well, not only that, they're cherry picking the bits that they liked that Peter Jackson did and adding it to their work, and then saying, you know what, this belongs up on the shelf as just as much as the books and Peter Jackson's work. But because it's new, you guys should really check it out and really, if you give it a chance, I'm sure you'll love it.
Yeah. I'm going to pop around for a few more things, and then I'm not going to sit here and flog this dead horse for a while. I just wanted to share some of these things and really see your reactions in chat. It is fascinating because I want to share this image for the stranger. Because we all know there was that meteor that crashed to Earth and whatever the hell it is. As it turns out, this apparently is the arrival of the stranger, and apparently he fell out of the sky. Did I get that right, Purple Valkyrie?
Yes, and we saw from the trailer it nearly took out one of the Harfoots. Unfortunately, didn't. But hey,
darn. Anyway, that would have been a cool scene, right? I'm not a nice person. Hail to you, Lyle Hammock, for $5, and I'm glad you had fun on the trail, brother. It says it's not Gandalf, but I do think it's one of the blue wizards, and yes, they did come back in the Second Age, so no, I don't think it's Gandalf.
I hope you're right,
I do too.
Lyle. But at the same time, I don't think they're smart enough to not use Gandalf. That's the problem. I think because of familiarity, and they know that, the normies as well as fans know who Gandalf is as a character. I think they would take the easy route and use him, whether or not he should be there.
So we'll wind up the stream by showing you all of the made-up characters. Well, let's just say this. There are several made-up characters by Payne and McKay. And thank you again for that, Lyle. I'm going to drop the chat out for a second. Purple, you had some very strong language that you don't normally use on a live stream. I really wish you would use profanity as fluently as you did before we went live. Tell me about what you're seeing here,
Oh God, I hate these Harfoots so much. I hate what they've done with these characters. We know that they couldn't get away with having hobbits because hobbits didn't exist then, but to use a hobbit-like character and to make them so simple and stupid looking, it really, really insults me because the hobbits were based on people from where I live. They were based on, simple farming folk from the Midlands. That's why they that's what Tolkien grew up. That's the people that he knew, and he wove them into his books because he loved the area. And to have these, bumbling kind of characters with sticks and berries and dirt and God knows what in their hair, representing what should be, England, it really, really boils my blood.
I am trying to catch up in the chat, and because Purple Valkyrie is such a professional and a joy to work to, she can just riff like that. So thank you for that, Purple. I'm getting pretty close to where we are right now. Memes of Destruction shouting us out, saying hello to Whitechapel, Mags, Miss Martin Muses, Snowed Up, Floral Purple, and of course yours truly, George Molo.
Good to see you.
Thank you, George, for 1999. He says, turn on the Prime Love panel. It's hilarious how the actors are pushing the message.
Yeah. I think the actors are having a little bit of a hard time from what I've heard of the panels, and a lot of them are just, they can't talk about the plots or anything, but they're talking about what it's like to play the characters. I think some of them were talking about what it's like to wear the costumes. It's all very generic answers that they're giving.
So George meant not the love panel, which kind of would have been interesting if you think
Yeah,
about it.
that
But
works too.
the live panel, it's all right. Dude, auto spell kills me all the time. Let's be honest about it. So, no, George, I got what you said. No, I mean the live panel. I'm going to rewatch some of it. There's a certain point where I can't have any more lies put in my head. And every day since March 2020. That seems to be all that it's being broadcast at us, but I can't talk about that, no, can I? But yeah, I agree with this. It's some pretty crazy stuff. I'm going to do a quick Purple. Was there anything else that you wanted to share before we got out of here? Because we were just going to do a quick stream. You guys, we have 60 people here. We've had up to 70 at one point. We've been going for 45 minutes, and I just want to say thank you for that. But was there anything else that you wanted to share out? And I'm going to look through this as well, because again, we don't just want to flog this. We want to give you some of this data and let you make up your mind what it is. So
I think we've pretty much covered the trailer pretty well. I think there's going to be more snippets come out from the actual event that'll be worth talking about probably in the next couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's very scripted, and I'm surprised people have actually managed to bring their phones in and record some of the things. But I can't imagine if they did a Q&A that they wouldn't have vetted the questions first.
I got am I muted? Okay, sorry. I got stream brain for a second. I got one more thing to show you.
Okay.
And then we're going to get out of here and then let everybody enjoy their pre-Friday Night Tights experience. So remember this, when you think of Cate Blanchett's graceful, feminine, powerful, terrifyingly strong, subtle, feminine Gladriel from the Peter Jackson films, I want you to take this in and compare the images.
Well, there's that gigantic sword. Bless her.
Do you think she's compensating for something? Envy of some kind? You guys, I am so honored everybody showed up today. We didn't know if anybody's going to show up. I just wanted to take this opportunity to give you my 2 cents, give you some balanced insights on this, maybe make you laugh a little bit, but also kind of show you what's going on with this. I could not do this without the one and only Purple Valkyrie. I am so grateful for you to jump on the stream. You're almost as crazy as I am. When 15 minutes before we go live, I'm like, please come and get on the stream with it. It's like, and then she curses at me, and then I bribe her with like buying her t-shirts or action figures or something like that. But I'm kidding. But no, it's
it's always an honor to join. So thank you, and most of all, thank you to the chat. You guys were fantastic. Really, really appreciate you guys showing up in force today. We are very, very appreciative.
Yeah. And again, one of the things I'm seeing in chat is we have a healthy disagreement on this, and I think that's what fandom has always been. One of the things you're going to find in my Fire of the Fandom series, we have one that drops tomorrow. Every other day, these are going to be dropping. So we have one that drops tomorrow, one that'll drop Monday, Wednesday. You see how it goes. We got about 30 of these right now, and this is a lot of work. But I wanted to take some time to live stream to talk about this stuff. So the reason for that, and I talk about it in the videos, is because of what we're seeing here. I want to present our voices as fans. And I think, again, what happens next with the messaging around this and the Rings of Power is going to follow the same Riva from Kenobi storyline. And that's kind of a shame. Wouldn't it be nice that just, maybe they didn't fabricate fake information to make us all look like racists and stuff to distract from what is what appears to be not the greatest product, but we all hope is a good product. The Memes of Destruction gives us $4.99. He says, "How dare you try to be fair and balanced?" I'm not violating your copyright, Fox News. Oh, by the way, I noticed you took a liking to Fizz the other day. That's awesome. You should take her out and show her the Earth Realm. That is, of course, a puppet-related joke for Snowdub. Thank you for that very much, Memes. And there we go. All right, Purple Valkyrie, where is the next place and time people can find you?
I will be doing a Bill chill stream tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon for you guys. I think probably about 5 o'clock Central.
Cool.
Pretty much the same as we did last week, just chatting. We'll probably be talking a little bit about Lord of the Rings, a little bit about pretty much everything, really.
I got my pirate ship. I got my pirate ship we're going to work on.
So cool.
I know, right?
So looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Purple was actually out on a walkabout today, filming around the area where she lives with a. Are you going
to tell them? Are you going to tell them? You can tell them where you were, or no?
Yeah, I'm going to tell them. I'll tell them because I've got more footage to get. But because I'm so lucky to live in a place that is so intrinsically tied to Tolkien, I was actually visiting some of the areas where he grew up and some of the places that he used as inspiration for. The Shire for Middle Earth and all the other areas that he knew. And next I'll be going to see the towers. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a video eventually, and I'd just like to give a little bit of kind of behind the scenes and a little bit of history of the area and the inspiration that he used.
And I was lucky enough to see some of the footage that she's going to use, and it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. So, hail to everyone who is in chat. Let me just do a real quick run out and make sure. I just want to thank everybody who's here. If I didn't shout you out again, it's not because I deliberately ignored you. Don't take it personally, please, because I'm running multiple things on the back end, and Purple doesn't have co-host privileges. This is all inside baseball stuff. But I wanted to say to everyone who's been here, thank you. Thank you for showing up on short notice. Thank you very much to George, to Memes, to Daniel, to Magitech Mags, to everybody who gave a super chat. It really does make a difference. For those of you who are YouTube creators, you know this has been a challenging couple of months. Shadiversity did a good video on it. It's not just big channels, it's little channels too. So if you're struggling out there, if you're wondering why YouTube doesn't love you as much as it pretended to before, you're not alone. So those super chats make a big difference and really appreciate it. So you can find me tomorrow, probably on the build stream with Purple Valkyrie. I'm actually jumping on a fantasy stream tonight. I don't know what we're talking about. It's on OBG70's channel. We've been talking about the Shannara Chronicles. We're probably going to talk about something else tonight. It's after FNT. It's usually a little more R-rated, loosey-goosey. The boys had a couple of bourbons talking about fantasy movies. If you're into that vibe, check out OBG70. Again, thanks for everyone who's been here. I hope you all have a great weekend. And look at my man Snow dropping $2. He doesn't even say anything. It's just like, boom, throws it on the table and goes, later, dude. If you haven't watched, if you have not watched Snow Dub's Cotton Connection show, I'm going to give you the exact moment, if you don't want to watch all of it, that you should tune in to watch the part where I made Snow Dub a very special booty break video. So go look for the Saturday show on the Cotton Connection. Go to 1 minute or go to 1 hour, 40 seconds and start watching. And you'll know after my little piece of artistry and what Snow does with his magnificent adult themed puppets, why I sent you. On that note, thanks to everybody. Have a great weekend. We hope to see you around real soon. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching the Fire of Fandom videos. You guys are absolutely fantastic. See you later.
Take care, everyone.
As ever, this is Salty Texas C. I am Corey DB. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. That way you know, and we have things like live streams, which we are going to be doing every Tuesday evening. Take care. I hope you're having a great 2022.